Lo Savaru Eish B'chol Moshvo Seichem B'yom HaShabbos. The beginning of Parashat Vayakhel starts off with two psukim just about the uniqueness of Shabbos, and then proceeds to give us a whole account of all the details of the making of the Mishkan. And I'd like to explore a little bit this connection between Shabbos and the Mishkan. And this particular pasuk, Lo Savaru Eish B'chol Moshvo Seichem, has caused a lot of discussion and analysis. Why would the Torah single out one of the 39 malachas of Shabbos specifically? All sorts of suggestions have been made, but there's one very beautiful understanding of this, which is found in the writings of the Shloh HaKadosh and other of the Mekubolim, based on the Zohar, who says that in this particular occasion, the Torah is actually not speaking about fire in the normal sense of the word. Lo Savaru Eish B'chol Moshvo Seichem B'yom HaShabbos is speaking about Eish, the fire of anger, of Ka'as u'machlokas, of anger and antagonisms and hostilities. That we have to be especially careful on Shabbos when we have a little bit of free time and we spend time without the distractions of the weekday, that we don't allow ourselves to get into a negative frame of mind of anger and hostilities towards other people. Lo Savaru Eish B'chol Moshvo Seichem, and this relates, of course, to a very particular, a special uniqueness of Shabbos, which is the ability of Shabbos to create a community. And this, says the Sfas Emes, is the connection here at the beginning of the parsha. Vayakhel Moshe. Moshe isn't just calling them and telling them what to do. He's actually constituting them as a kehillah. A kehillah is a community. A kehillah isn't just a collection of people. A kehillah isn't even just a society. A kehillah is a community who has shared values and shared destiny and who feel united together in a unique way. And that is the kehillah of Klal Yisrael, when and only when, if there is no ka'as and there's no pirud, there is no fighting and antagonisms within Klal Yisrael. So the very idea that the Sfas Emes says, the reason why, if we want to explore a little bit better what's the connection between Shabbos and the Mishkan, the reason why, says the Sfas Emes, the Shabbos has to come before the Mishkan, is in order to build the Mishkan, which is the ultimate focal point of the spiritual life of Klal Yisrael. We need to be ba'achdos, we need to be united in a very deep way, and that is the Rozol de Shabbos, Rozol de Echad, that Shabbos has a special power to unite people together in a community. It's not for nothing that the community life on Shabbos is different to the community life all week long. There's a special magic about Shabbos, which when you step off the treadmill that exhausts us and disconnect from the technology that controls us, and we're able to relate to each other as human beings and take an interest in each other and enjoy each other's company and work together and learn together to build a community, that kehillah, that is something which is a necessary prerequisite for building the Mishkan. Says Sfas Emes, we need Shabbos before the Mishkan, because that creates the achdus, which is essential for building the Mishkan, and one factor of that is Lo Savaru Eish. I just want to mention, 21 years ago, Parshas Vayakhel in my shul in London was the first Shabbos that the Northwest London Eruv went live. After many, many years, 15 years of working on it very hard, and I got up in shul, and I was thinking what to say. The shul was packed out. There was a sense of Yontef in the shul. It was the first Shabbos people could carry in the whole of the UK. There'd never been an Eruv, a city Eruv. And my topic was Lo Savaru Eish B'chol Moshvo Seichem. If we have an Eruv, but the price we pay for it is machlokes and hostility and antagonisms in town because of the Eruv, because of the opposition to the Eruv, then we've achieved nothing. We've achieved nothing. We haven't improved the Kedusha of Shabbos. And therefore, I'm begging everybody. People will come and challenge you about using the Eruv, and all you have to say is, that is your view, and it's not my view. My view is the view of my Rav, it's the view of the London Bezdin, it's the view of all the Eruv experts we've imported from all over the world. They all say it's a wonderful Eruv, and therefore if you don't want to use it, don't use it. but let's not make a machlokas out of it. And that was a very interesting moment in my life, that Shabbos Parshat Vayakhel, 2003, 21 years ago. I call upon him, making a Eruv on Shabbos is also part of the Achdus of the community, unites the community in a very particular way, and that, says as Sfas Emes, is the ground, the foundation for building of the Mishkan. There's another reason, which is also very interesting, brought down by the Orach Chaim HaKadosh, a second reason why in fact we need Shabbos before we can have the Mishkan, and that is also an answer to a different question. We find that, for example, in Parshas Ki Sisa, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives Moshe Rabbeinu the law, a reference to Shabbos, Aches Shamsosei Tishmeru, and he gives it to him after he's given him all the instructions about the Mishkan. And Moshe Rabbeinu switches around the order. Instead of first telling the Mishkan and then Shabbos, like we find in Truma Tetzaveh Ki Sisa, Moshe Rabbeinu in Vayakhel says first Shabbos and then Mishkan. Why does he switch the order? Says the Orach Chaim HaKadosh, this answer is very simple. That the difference between these two pieces of Chumash is that one was before the Chet HaEgel, the golden calf incident, and one is after. After we had the golden calf incident, Klal Yisrael needed mechilas and slicha. They needed to get a kapara, they needed to get atonement for the Chet HaEgel, and that they got through Shabbos. The Gemara in Shabbos Daf Kuf Yud Ches darshans a pasuk in Yeshaya. Yeshaya speaks about Shomer Shabbos Mechalaloi, and then he says Ashrei Enosh Yaseh Zeus. So Yeshaya speaks about people who keep Shabbos, and then he says Ashrei Enosh Yaseh Zeus. Instead of using the word Odom, he uses the word Enosh. Says the Gemara, this is a reference to the fact that Afilu Oved Avodah Zarah Ke'enosh Mochlin Lo. A person who is Shomer Shabbos Kehilchasa, that's what the Gemara there says. Somebody keeps Shabbos as it must be done with all the halachas. Then even he's done the worst Aveira imaginable, which is Avodah Zarah, and Avodah Zarah at the highest level of Enosh, who really, so to speak, launched the whole of Avodah Zarah into mankind. Nevertheless, Mochlin Lo, because of the Kedusha of Shabbos, is an antidote to the Aveira of Avodah Zarah. Therefore, says Orach Chaim HaKadosh, Moshe Rabbeinu switches around the order. First Shabbos, and then Mishkan, because without the Mechila, we can't actually approach the work of the Mishkan at all. And there's a third reason, a reason brought down by the Kliyaka, which is very beautiful. The Kliyaka says that we have a general principle that wherever possible, we emphasize the Kovod HaBoirei, right? Shehakol Boro Lichvoidi. We emphasize the praise of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and wherever possible, he emphasizes our praise. So we find that the Mishkan is an item of praise of Klal Yisrael, that we have the privilege and the zechus to create a place which houses the Shekhinah. That is something unique in mankind, and that only because of the great attributes of Klal Yisrael. Whereas Shabbos is the praise of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as the Borei Olam acknowledges HaKadosh Baruch Hu as the creator. So it goes like this, says the Kliyaka. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was speaking to Moshe in Truma Tetzaveh Ki Sisa. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu speaks to mankind, he first emphasizes Mishkan, which is the praise of Klal Yisrael. And then he says, and by the way, don't forget Shabbos. But Moshe Rabbeinu switched it around. Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to first emphasize the Kovod HaBoirei, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Borei Olam and the Kedusha of Shabbos. And once we've recognized that, then we can speak about the Mishkan. So that is a very beautiful relationship, which is highlighted in a Gemara in Brachas Davov, where the Gemara famously asks the Midrashic question, what is written in the Tefillin of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Of course, it doesn't mean that HaKadosh Baruch Hu literally has Tefillin. This is a Midrashic metaphor. It means that were HaKadosh Baruch Hu to wear Tefillin, what would be written in them? And the Gemara answers, in our Tefillin is written Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, the praise of the uniqueness and the oneness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. In the Tefillin of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is written, Mi ka'amcha Yisrael goyecha ba'aretz, that the Klal Yisrael have a unique greatness. That relationship is, says the Marsha there on that Gemara, Brachos Tavav, says this is the relationship of Ani l'doidi v'doidi li. So we have this very beautiful mutual acknowledgement relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Kliyaka, that's evident here as well. First, Mishkan and then Shabbos when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is speaking, first Shabbos and then Mishkan when Moshe Rabbeinu is speaking. So we have three very beautiful reasons why Mishkan comes before Shabbos. Firstly, because of the need for achdus, of unity, right? Without any anger, without any pirud, without aggression within Klal Yisrael, and then we can build a Mishkan. Secondly, the idea of getting a kapara for the Egel, and thirdly, that we are engaged in the Shevach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and in that way, Parshas Vayakhel gives us a very beautiful connection between Shabbos and Mishkan, which lies at the heart of our connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and Yehi Rotzen, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will find Nachas Ruach in our Avodas Hashem, V'chein Yehi Rotzen.